Hi, I'm Sharmistha Ray, and I am a Brooklyn-based artist. I'm currently, like so many people, living in lockdown during COVID-19. It's the ninth week over here, and New York has, as we know, been one of the worst hit places in the US and in the world. My sentiments change on a weekly basis. I was at first grateful for the reprieve from my hectic work and social calendar in New York, but as news started trickling in about people getting sick and dying, the reality quickly changed from one of solitude to despair. Despair of the loss of lives, but also the fragility of our political and social systems in responding to the crisis. In such an atmosphere, it's been challenging to think of the future in concrete terms. Like many, my dreams at night are fueled with the underlying anxieties of the current moment. When will it all end? The truth is, none of us really know. I think about my work constantly, and I'm working, but mostly I'm giving myself space to feel and grow. I have been thinking a lot about Zarina, the New York based artist who passed away in this period of a combination of old age and a chronic condition. She was an exemplar of the South Asian diaspora and an artist that dealt with many of the themes I'm interested in my own work, primarily displacement and alienation. I had the privilege of knowing and working with Zarina about a decade ago, before she had her career breakthrough. It's made me take a step back and think about what it really means to be an artist of the South Asian diaspora in New York right now. Zarina, through her spiritual strength and inner fortitude, paved the way for so many of us, and I'm so grateful to her, her life, and her work. I teach at Parsons at the New School in New York. It's hard to say right now how art education and institutions will change. Certainly, the pandemic has forced us all to consider how virtual and digital systems may be more relevant in the future in art and design education. But if anything, going online has also showed us the incredibly important role that sociality plays in education. We learn from others, from our interactions with them. Knowledge is not just about information, it emerges from human bonds and experience. It's how we have existed for millennia. It won't be erased in a single pandemic. What may change, perhaps, is the way we think about the nature of objects, scale, and materials. I hope we consider collaboration, community, and the environment much more in the way that we think forward as artists, not just as insular individuals working alone in our studios, but as a collective, thinking into being the new worlds that we want to exist in. Artists have to consider their legacies in both terms of a physical and digital archive. I try to use digital tools as little as possible in my work as I privilege mind body intelligence over virtual realities. I know there's been a rush to go online and an explosion of online exhibitions. One thing is for certain, however, we haven't found ways to translate the tactility, physicality, and essence of art objects to a digital medium yet. Art has a soul. You have to be in its presence for it to speak to you. The digital version of it has a very long way to go before it can adequately do that. I think we have to consider the role of storytelling alongside online viewership to really bring objects to life in a digital medium as one possible solution. Cosmic Earth is a series of 7 works on vellum paper that employs automatic writing to build up a tantric diagram of the landscape. This particular work depicts the passage of the sun over the course of a single day from sunrise to midnight. The landscape metaphor has always been a significant idiom in my work. I've had a very nomadic life, and the landscape has always served to be an anchor. Its sensations have been my balm. A particular sunset, the perfect arc of the crescent moon, the sky awash with rain. These phenomena belong to us all, and yet they can also powerfully evoke the spirit of a place. When I am connected to that spirit, I no longer feel invisible. I know that I exist because I am a part of that place.